Hello friends, Duncan at Free as an Eagle. I just thought I'd say hi. It's been a couple of weeks at least, and I realized I haven't done a video, so I'm going to do a quick little catch up. As I was about to head for the door, I had some help today, so we actually had a couple of very productive days. Last week I was gone part of the week hiking up in the White Mountains. That was beautiful, but I didn't make any progress here to speak of. So this week's been kind of a jam, trying to get done what we can. So I'll do a quick walkthrough. Warning, the place is a mess because it's all torn up and we've been doing a lot of work, and we definitely need to take a cleanup day. But until we do, I'll show you what we've gotten done. So lots of work in the downstairs. We had been sheetrocking over the last couple of weeks, done quite a bit of sheetrocking, and now we have actually gotten a lot of it sanded out, a lot of it painted, and some it's not all done. I got to get some more trim wood, but this is like the little office area under the stairs, sheetrocked, the dining area under the balcony over toward the kitchen. This is our little dining area. Got that all sheetrocked. I've got to get ceiling paint to brighten that up, but the general wall painting is done. I trimmed this window out and swing into the kitchen. My son Carter's been doing a lot of work in here. So we had gotten this sheetrocked the last couple of weeks, and now he has done most of the sanding and priming and painting. So now we have 2 coats of paint in here. And we need to put some ceiling paint in, but we are making great progress. I realized I ran out of outlets. We were starting to mount more outlets, and I still had switches, and I'm like, well, it actually turns out you use way more outlets than switches, because the outlets are supposed to be every 8 feet or 6 feet in some areas. So I've got to order more of those. Lots of ordering to be done. I'm running low on trim wood. You need a lot of trim wood with all the different things that are going on here. And the cellar door will be able to go in soon. I'm closing that opening up, and I'm going to take a quick run upstairs with you. We were out having lunch here. Oh my God, was it hot. What a gorgeous day. We are sitting out here kind of roasting actually. Got a little warm. In fact, I'm about to head to the lake for a swim, but I wanted to just give you a quick catch up. So we're upstairs now, and one thing we did get done, still missing a little chunk of wood, but we put up this ceiling piece, and I decided to run a light. There's going to be a wall under the streaked board you see, and the inner part is the bedroom area. And I decided that, I won't be able to do it later. Once that wood's up, I can't wire a light in there, and I'm like, we might want to have some kind of ceiling light in here. So I ran a line in there, and then we put that piece of wood up. I had to create some little interesting transition blocks. These pieces of siding came in handy to create these ceiling pieces. That's going to be a nice chandelier up in there. And that had to run into a block so it could transition into the other piece of wood there at a weird angle. I realized those didn't come in at the same level, and then I was like, why is that? And then I realized the main framing of the house is 2x12s, and I think this dormer was 2x10s, so a couple inches of difference there to have to make up. So I'll be able to trim out that window, and then we'll have this all prettied up and pretty much ready to move into. Those outlets they need cover plates now. And there's some more work to do in the bathrooms, but we did run all the various venting for the plumbing, so that's inching its way along. You've seen this little dormer, which is now full of doors and wood. Really came out nicely. So hoping to get this whole upstairs pretty much done by the end of the month. And eventually there's going to be carpeting in there, which is good for damping the sound of people on an upstairs. So that'll be a last thing so it doesn't get dusty. Everything else in here is getting dusty from all the sanding and all, but once that's done, it'll quiet down. But anyway, that's the catch up. Things are pretty happy. I'm pretty happy to see all this work happening, and it's actually becoming feasible that we'll be able to move in here soon. Well, soon being probably realistically a couple of months. At this point, my daughter and husband are talking about getting in there August or September, so that puts us under a little bit of time pressure, which, it's good to have an incentive to keep moving. Anyway, I stepped outside just because it's so absolutely beautiful out here. And we'll see the outside of it. The outside of it was a lot of work, and I was very glad to see it done. Well, the inside actually is turning out to be even more work. Different kind of work, but work nonetheless. But it's a fun project, and very much looking forward to being able to move in here and relax a little bit and actually enjoy it. Anyway, good talking to you. I'll be in touch. We'll be cranking away, and it won't be too long now. Have a good day. I'm going to go for a swim. Take it easy.